So I just went to see it too, and man, there's some stuff that I need to complain about. First off, overall, it was pretty decent. It's just the ending was probably one of the dumbest I've seen ever, especially in something that has such a big budget and which had a first movie that did well. But before I complain about it, they showed a trailer for the new Addams Family cartoon, and holy crap, that looks awful. I honestly don't know who the hell that's supposed to be aimed for. Anybody I know that knows what Addams Family is not going to be interested. It's just the worst thing ever, it looks like. But as far as it goes, like I said, it was fine. There were some issues though. One that was like massive, and I needed to complain about it, and it's either write a couple of pages or do this, so here you go. So the main thing about it, what it is supposed to be about, besides the whole like evil thing incarnate and whatever, is about like kids being bullied and bringing that baggage and stuff into their adulthood. This movie had just barely any of that. The only character that grew up to not have a happy, healthy life was Beverly. They all like move away, except for Mike, but even he just like kind of lives there and that's fine, but everybody else is completely successful. Biggest thing is like Billy's character, whatever his name is. Well, his name is Billy, but whoever the actor is, like, he's a super successful book writer, and like his big issue is the endings aren't very good, which is just like this movie, so I think they kind of knew that the ending sucked. And then even like Ben's character becomes like a multi-billionaire like supermodel dude that owns massive companies and stuff. I don't understand why they decided to do that, even though the original, and I believe most of the book, just read like cliff notes of, is supposed to be about how the kids were all bullied and then grew up to basically never let go of what they were being bullied for, and all this baggage into adulthood. And then, yeah, Bev is the only one that still has like an abusive husband. And even that, like after she leaves, it's just gone. They don't talk about it. There's no big revelations or anything. He's just gone. And also, Billy's wife is just not in this at all. Like, there's a scene in the early part, but in the original miniseries, she's a huge part of that. And it's kind of weird that that character is just not there at all. Even in the first one, they kind of just combined her and Bev's character, because I guess you can only have one girl in the movie. I don't know why that's a thing, but that happened. Also, one of the things that I saw people complain about was like the goofiness of the ritual of Chud, or like the giant old lady that attacks, or like a giant Paul Bunyan statue attacking. But all that stuff is in the original book, so that's just Stephen King's weird-ass books, which are always way weirder than the movies. One more thing before I get to the main issue I had with it is, so they bring Henry back, who clearly died in the first one. He was thrown down a well, hit his head like 17 times, and then disappeared, but nah, he's fine. And then he dies in this by getting, I guess, an axe to the back of the head, which you would think would make sense, except for the scene beforehand when we see him get stabbed to the chest and then dropped out of a second-story window or something, and he's just fine. So I don't know, I guess the back of his head is his weak point, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, the main thing that I wanted to complain about, which also goes back to the reason why they were kids and then adults, and about how, like, kids stuff carries over into your adulthood, and about how bullying is bad. So in the original miniseries, they kill Pennywise by basically beating the crap out of it and ripping its heart out. Like, that's it. Pennywise stabs, I think it's Mike, and then they just decide to beat the crap out of it, and that's it. And it's really as stupid as it sounds, and everybody complained about it. And this one is even more stupid. So basically, somebody that is not Mike gets stabbed, and they're like, well, how do we make him small? I know, let's just bully the crap out of him. So it's not even, they just bully the crap out of Pennywise. And it's not like a we're not afraid of you anymore thing. It's literally them being like, you're a dumb clown, nobody likes you, nah, stupid clown. And then he shrinks, and then they just rip his heart out and squish it. And yeah, it's just as stupid as I make it sound. What's even more dumb about it is the whole movie is basically about them trying to get stuff so they can do the ritual of Chud and kill it. But then the ritual doesn't even work, so 90% of this movie is just them doing a plan that doesn't work, and then they just bully the crap out of it and kill it. And I guess that's enough to kill evil incarnate that's been around for millions of years. I have no idea if that's similar to how it happens in the book or not, But they do mention over and over again how the Billy character has a book, or writes books, and the endings always suck, which is always what Stephen King gets known for. Crappy endings that make no sense, which is why every time there's a Stephen King movie, they change the ending, and then he gets whiny, and that's how basically every Stephen King movie goes. The moral of the story is if you're bullied and ridiculed as a kid, and then you grow up, bully and ridicule all your problems away. I guess. Don't learn anything. Yeah, besides that horribly awful ending, it was alright. No Maturin, which sucked. I was really hoping, since they did the ritual of Chud and all that there would be a giant sky turtle to come down and save them, but that never happened.